Game Start Interface. Our game is called People Who Shine in Society, and it's a game created in the context of social occupations. It's a shooting pass running cool pigeon game. Game background. Human beings play different roles in the society, but want to survive in the society needs to engage in different occupations. Occupations are not high and low, are an indispensable part of the society. The player has two characters to choose from, a fireman and a soldier. The two game characters carry different weapons. Weapon attack effect and attack damage is different. We made two characters so that players could be more selective in the game according to their preference. Main interface of the game. Gameplay revolves around the fact that every 10 seconds, the player has an action to complete or receive. In the game's main screen, which you can see now, the street lights change color every 10 seconds, and the player has to run into an alarm clock matching the color of the street light in parkour style to gain time. In addition, the player should be aware that there will be spikes attacking the player during parkour, and the player should also be aware of spikes attacking the player while trying to find the appropriate color alarm clock. Every time the player is attacked, the time memory will be reduced by 10 seconds. You can only enter the level if you have enough time stored, and how long you can stay in the level depends on how much time you have stored in the main screen time store. If you haven't finished the task and the memory time is 0, then the game fails. So the player needs to keep a good amount of time. This is part of the fun and challenge of the game. First level of the soldier role. The player chooses the soldier as the game character and will have a single shoot rifle as a weapon. The level also has game actions that trigger every 10 seconds. In each level, the game's big boss throws a big move every 10 seconds, which requires the player's body and position to avoid damage. Attacks by minions and bosses in the level will reduce the time in the time store. If the time in the time store is 0, the game fails. Players need to start over from the first level. Our game has a store, where you get 6 coins for killing a pawn in a level, and 500 for every boss you kill. Coins can be bought for additional skills, which have different prices. Skills, double time, double attack, double defense, get more money in the next level. Uniform color of the main interface. After the second level, enemy and boss health increase with each level. The first level of the firefighter role. The player chooses a firefighter as the game character and will have a fire extinguisher as a weapon. The fire extinguisher scatters multiple bullets at one time, which has a large range of damage advantage and can hit multiple enemies at one time. After each level, the player will return to the main interface to continue running cool alarm clock with the same color as a street lamp to save enough time for the next level. Game victory interface. When the player passes all levels, the player wins. Game failure interface. The player's time storage time is 0, mission failed. Game making summary. We made the game to make it as playable and fun as possible. The time gained by parkour is also interesting. There is also wisdom in how to manage the time you save in a level. If you don't save enough time to complete the level, the player will gain experience in failure and will have a good idea of how long it took him to complete the level the next time he enters the level. In addition, we have increased the challenge for the player, and failure will result in starting all levels over again, which will motivate the player to play.